Around 2 months ago I uploaded a video called the worst tracks of every single Mario Kart game. The response I got for that video was absolutely crazy. And also sometimes not that nice, to be honest. But most of you really seem to love this video. Probably not Nintendo though. So today I want to redeem the name of Mario Kart, and I'm going to do the opposite of what we did last time. Today I want to talk about the best courses of every single Mario Kart game. There's only one rule again, just original tracks from the game, no retro cups, no remakes, that's the rule. So without further ado, let's go! Super Mario Kart. Even though Super Mario Kart is obviously a legendary racing game and changed the world of fun races forever, I don't think most of the people would say that these tracks probably aged well. But there's actually a couple tracks that are standing out to me. And the best one has to be Bowser's Castle 3. Yes, I know that there is a 90 degrees turn in that race, and they can be a little bit annoying, but all the jump panels in that level, they totally make up for it. Because I think that adds actually a little kind of like cool variation to the Super Mario Kart game. You know, actually it's super fun. You jump the entire time basically, you fly around this course, and yes, there's 90 degrees turns as I said, but you know, I can get over that if you get that as your gameplay otherwise. Also, the music and the design of this course is absolutely crazy good, and to me the best one of the game, so number one for a reason. Mario Kart 64. Mario Kart 64 is a huge step up when it comes to graphic improvement. Obviously, if you look at it from nowadays perspective, you would think that's a crazy thing to say by me, but back in the day, yo, that was like Unreal Engine 4, 5, 6, 7. The best track of the game to me personally has to be one that also got a remake on the Wii, and it's also one of my favorite courses there. And it belongs to this guy right here. What up? Did you guess the track? It's DK's Jungle Parkway. I love this track. The colors, the music, the ramp, the graphics. Jumping over this lake has to be one of the craziest and most fun things that you can do in Mario Kart franchise history. I think that course right here is the best example what the N64 was actually capable of when it came to fun races like Mario Kart. Yes, I know. You did really good as well. Mario Kart Super Circuit. For this game right here, I couldn't choose one. I chose two. The first one is Sky Garden. I think this one right here is one of the most iconic tracks of the game for a reason. First off, I love the atmosphere. It's so calm and friendly and peaceful. Then the turns aren't that crazy as in some other tracks of the game, cause I can't handle these controls to this day, to be honest. Then the track has this one tiny little random jump panel at the end for some reason. You know, I really like that. But especially that one shortcut. Do y'all remember it? If you got a mushroom, then you go woo! That's just so much fun to do. Then the other one that I chose is Luigi's Circuit. I just really love it. This one might be more personal than objectively, but still I wanted to include it because it has a special place in my heart. It's a basic course, kind of like a typical Mario circuit, but it's raining. That's the first course where it rained in Mario Kart history. You know this one level in Donkey Kong Country where it starts raining? It kind of reminds me of that. There's also these little puddles of rain, and you definitely don't want to drive through them. I know this one might be a little bit basic, but with a little twist, and I really appreciate that. Mario Kart Double Dash. Okay, so I had a hard time to find the best track of Mario Kart Double Dash because this is my favorite Mario Kart. And to name one that is the best, that was difficult. But I did decide for one in the end, and it is Mushroom Bridge. This track is finally a track where there's driving cars and the track is actually good. For real. Here it fits in so natural. They blend in so well and driving around them is so much fun, not frustrating, and it makes everything a little bit more like spicy because it feels like it's kind of like not that legal to drive there and make a race. That's like Fast and the Furious Mario Edition right there. I love the pace that course has. It just feels like you're flying through this course. I also love that shortcut, and I love to drive above the top of the bridge at the end. This track has everything that a good Mario Kart track needs. Some nice shortcuts, a really good feeling of pace, and a little chaos caused because of the cars. Mario Kart DS. Do we even need to talk about this one? Of course it is Cheep Cheep Beach. I was joking! Calm down, calm down! Of course it is Waluigi Pinball. I think this one might be one of the most recognizable and mesmerizing tracks of the entire Mario Kart series. The creativity of making a track inside a pinball machine is crazy. The visuals, the tunnel and the actual pinball field, do you even call it that way? These things make this track so iconic. And obviously the music, one of the best soundtracks for a video game like ever. I'd like to talk about one more track of the game though, because I feel like it's the most underrated of the entire Mario Kart series, Bowser's Castle DS. It stands out to me from all of the other Bowser's Castle in the franchise. The entry to the castle with the spinning wheel at the bottom is so cool, driving up this tower also. Then there is this big thing here, pause I guess. It actually looks like it's corn on the knob spinning, doesn't it? And then all of these moving blocks at the end, and you need to watch out so you don't fall into the lava. This track got it all. So why they never made a remake of that course is beyond my understanding. I mean, there's a lot of things that are beyond my understanding, I need to be honest. But I mean, am I the only one that loves that track? Let me know in the comments. Before we get to the last 5 games, I really want to say thank you for watching this far. If you like content like this and would like to support me, it would mean the world to me if you could hit the subscribe button and leave a like. Thank you. But now, let's continue with the video. Mario Kart Wii. Okay, I think it's pretty clear what I'm about to say. Coconut Mall. Yes, y'all got coconut mauled, but let's be honest, is that even a bad thing? I don't think so. I want to get coconut mauled every day. This place is a safe place of my childhood, and I think a lot of people can agree on that one. The music and the atmosphere are so welcoming, like in no other track of the Mario Kart series. Also, this shortcut was always fire to me. And all the ramps and boosts and the big jump at the end, 10 out of 10 course, 11 out of 10. I also lost my mind as a kid when I noticed for the first time that these Miis driving in these cars, these are Miis that I created. I thought this is on some paranormal activity back in the day. I'm gonna be honest, I love tiny little details like that in Nintendo games. This makes Nintendo games stand a little bit out sometimes, you know, and I hope they will get back to do stuff like that. Mario Kart 7. I played a lot of Mario Kart 7 recently, and I gotta admit it slowly turns into one of my favorite Mario Kart games in the entire lineup. But what is my favorite track out of them? Okay, I give you a hint. If there's one place in Nintendo history that you want to go to vacation to, what would it be? Correct! Woohoo Island! Woohoo Loop has so many different secret pathways to explore. So many charm and many cool shortcuts. And that's what makes this track so amazing. To explore, to see all the amazing places and spots from your childhood game again, but now from the perspective of Mario Kart. A new addition to the Mario Kart franchise in Mario Kart 7 was that tracks don't have to have 3 laps anymore, but are actually sometimes split into 3 sections. And Woohoo Island is the first one out of them, in the entire Mario Kart lineup. I think that's such a cool variation from the standard formula. Another cool thing about this track is that this is the first track in the Mario franchise that is not sent in Mario's world. Or does that mean that this is in Mario's world and that Mario actually could live in Woohoo Island? By the way, Maka Woohoo is also amazing, but I prefer this one. Which one do you prefer? Mario Kart 8. When I got my first Wii U in 2014, I was blown away by the graphics. Because I saw that one track in Mario Kart 8, right, and I thought it can't get any more realistic than this. Till this day, I'm a huge fan of the Wii U, and I'm quite sad that the console flopped, but the graphics of the original Mario Kart 8 will always stand out to me. I mean, the graphics are actually better than the booster course passes that got released 10 years later. Let's be honest on that one. And as I said, there's one track that made me totally lose my mind about the graphics, and it is Mount Wario. Good graphics, awesome layout, super much diversity and variation. Yo, it's split into 3 sections again. That track, that's the ultimate Mario Kart track. For real. It's amazing that in Mario Kart 7 they introduced the way of separating the course into 3 sections, cause this track right here definitely benefits from that. Also, the opening cutscene where you jump out of this helicopter is badass. Even though the helicopter, I don't know, it looks kind of sus, don't you think? Driving down the mountain, driving through this water, driving through this tiny forest, then actually going to this ski slope and afterwards flying through these rings. This track might be top 10 Mario Kart tracks of all time. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I thought I'm gonna have a hard time to find one track that I actually like in the booster course. Booster course again in the booster course pass. Booster pass courses. I mean, I just don't really like a lot of them. I don't think they put enough effort into them, especially the graphics are kind of lacking. And all the ports from the tour courses made me kind of mad. But there is actually one that I not only accept, but that I really like, and it is Yoshi's Island. I love the game of Yoshi's Island, and to see a track that is actually based on the game is so cool. After you start the race, you'll see a lot of enemies from Yoshi's Island. These shy guys on the stilts, then these birds. I mean, come on, look at them. It is walking around with his kids. That's adorable. Hanging piranha plants, and actually a nappy nut. I thought that's a blark in blue, but as it seems like it's a nappy nut. I never heard about nappy nut, but I like this guy. This entire track is a homage to the actual game of Yoshi's Island, and I absolutely adore it. On the end of the ladder you can even try to touch this cloud so it opens up a bridge, just like in the original game. Yo, that's hands down so fire, I love it. I know a lot of people probably like Ninja's Hideaway a lot more than this one, but to me this one has my heart. Mario Kart Tour. In the last episode where I was talking about the worst Mario Kart tracks of every single game, I actually said that I don't want to choose a worst track of Mario Kart Tour because they are all trash. And I kinda stand with that. I don't really like this game and especially the city tracks, but today I did decide for one. And it is Vancouver. I think the main reason why it stands out to me at least a little bit is the diversity of that track. I feel like these city tracks, they often try to just put in some stereotypical things for the country and didn't really try to catch the vibe of the actual place. While I've personally never been to Vancouver, I saw a lot of Canadian people in the comments like really praising this course for being that accurate. A lot of people were very happy about the representation of their country, and I think Nintendo made a good job with that. Shout out to Ryoko, by the way, one of my first subscribers. I hope you're happy that I chose a track from your country. That track has a lot of charm, but also, as I said, the diversity is great and makes that city seem full of life and actually vibrant. You drive through mountains, a tiny forest, over the Capilano suspension bridge. I totally didn't have to look that one up. And through a hockey stadium. Come on, this is the best city track. Or is it? Tell me in the comments. And that's it. Thanks everyone for watching today's video. What is your opinion on the list? And what would you change about it? I'm looking forward to read y'all's comments and answer every single one of them. And until next week, guys, God bless y'all, stay healthy, bye. In the booster pass courses,